Hello and welcome. As explained above, an interval is the distance between two notes. Now, we are going to try and look at note C and E as explained in the notes above. Now, C on the keyboard is this note right here, just before the two black keys. The note before the two black keys is our C. So this being our C, we will try and find where E is. So C in the alphabet, the next letter from C is a D and then E. So C is here and E is here. We want to try and calculate the distance between C and E, the interval in this case. Now, we will look at the number of notes that we have between C and E. In this case, we have C. From C, the next note is a D and then an E. So here we have a total of 3 whole step notes or 3 notes that are involved in this particular interval. So C will be treated as our first note in this interval. So C is number 1, D will be number 2, and then E will be number 3. So this is step number 1 and step number 2 to find the 3 notes in the interval. So the interval between C and E will be a third, which is the 3 notes which are here. So counting 1, 2, and 3. From C to E is an interval of a third. Moving on to the staff. As shown in the starter activity, that is how we label our staff, where we have our first line being an E, second line G, the third line being a B, the fourth line a D, and the fifth line being an F. Okay, so we are going to try and look at the note or the interval between note C and E. Now, we have our middle C down here. So our note is here. And then this is our note on the middle C. And then we have a note here on line E. So what is the interval between this middle C note and the note on E? So we will do the same thing that we have done on the piano. We will calculate the number of steps from this point to this point. Now, for example, the first note here will be our note number 1. So the note on the middle C will be our number 1 note. And then from C, the space in between this note and this one, this space right here, is where D is. Like we saw on the piano, this is where the D is. So C to D, this is note number 2. And then from D to E, this is note number 3. So it's the same thing where we have note 1, note 2, and note 3. So those are the 3 steps that we are taking. Now from C to D, those are 2 notes, and then D to E, those are 3 notes. So still the same thing where we have C to E is an interval of a third. So here we have, remember we have a note D in the middle of C and E. So we have the interval of a third. Now, if we were to say we are looking for note F and D, for example, note F and D, what is the interval between the note F and note D? We are going to do the same exact calculation where we have note F as our first note. So this will be note number 1. This line will be number 2. The space number 3. The line number 4. Space 5. And then here 6. So the interval between F and D, note F and D on the staff, is a 6th. F and D, the interval is a 6th.